Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Capricorn for the month of October 2021. I hope all my Capricorn friends are doing well. I've actually been struggling a little bit. I will let you guys know the past 2 weeks have been so stressful for me, but I am pushing through and maintaining my high vibrational energy and sticking in this fight. So hopefully the last 2 weeks and the month of October started out much better for you than it did for me. If not, please let me know in the comments. It's okay to sometimes struggle a little bit. So I just wanted to share that because yeah, it's just been rough going for the last couple of weeks. But hopefully after we get through with the month of October towards November, hopefully things will even out a little bit and we will have some room to breathe and actually enjoy ourselves. But as you know, dear Capricorn, this is a general reading, so there will be some parts that do not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest behind. You may also want to check out your other signs as well. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is a spread that I have for you today, dear Capricorn. In the past position, we do have the Tower, clarified by the King of Swords. In the challenging position, we have the Knight of Cups, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, my favorite card, actually. In the present position, we have the Five of Cups, clarified by the Four of Swords. And in the future outcome position, we do have the Eight of Wands, clarified by the Hermit. Very interesting spread. Let's get right into it, dear Capricorn. So in the past position, obviously the Tower card, I think most people are familiar with it. It's not a very pleasant card. It symbolizes forced change. Sometimes we create something that isn't really sturdy. It doesn't have a sturdy foundation. Sometimes our relationships are built on, a pretense, if you will, which doesn't have a sturdy foundation. Sometimes the situations we're involved in are kind of shaky, if you will. And so the Tower definitely symbolizes that in the past, sort of a difficult event that you had to go through, from which you also learned a lot. We do see the King and the Queen kind of falling from their tower. This card symbolizes transformation that is kind of forced upon you, that perhaps you may not be ready for, or you're feeling somewhat torn about. Generally, when we have the Tower card in the past position, it means that you're still feeling the effects of that traumatic event. So it's very important throughout the month of October to make sure you meditate, to make sure you really connect with healing energies of different things around you. Sometimes taking walks in nature will ground you, which is very, very important. It's incredibly important to feel grounded. Actually, I also am studying currently at the Psychic Institute where I live, and so one of the first things they teach us is how to ground yourself. And basically it's you're like closing your eyes and making sure that you meditate so that your breathing is very even, and then you start picturing kind of like it's almost like an umbilical cord that goes into the ground and connects you to the center of the earth, and it's really kind of important to feel grounded, because when I explain it in a quick manner, it may not have such a profound effect, but when you actually study it, when you actually do it, there's different exercises, especially when it comes to breathing exercises. There's different charts about how the energy flows throughout your body. It's actually pretty fascinating. I really am loving it. And so it does help me feel grounded. And then what it does ultimately is allow the healing energy to flow into you. And so grounding is one of the most important techniques that you have to practice, especially when things are a little bit out of balance, like we do have in the month of October. There's a lot happening, especially with the planets, which obviously has an effect on various different aspects of our life, professional, personal, everything. So it's important to remember that the Tower moment is behind you. The worst is over. This card is in the best position for you. It is in the past, but the effects of the Tower are still being felt. And I think that the divine here is wanting you to really be kind to yourself, to be compassionate to yourself, to remember to speak to yourself the way you want your friends to speak to you, and to really, really practice it. Not just kind of laugh it off, but also really genuinely practice it, because it will change. Small habits create big habits, and so you will have that change that will kind of bring you to the high vibrational mode, if you will. The Tower here is clarified by the King of Swords. He's very rational. Sometimes he represents lawyers, so it could be that your relationship with someone in the legal industry came to an end, and you were able to see who they are. Perhaps they didn't keep their promise or something, but King of Swords represents clarity. King of Swords represents discipline and structure and kind of being very rational and taking your logic, your energy in your head over your heart. So definitely there was some clarity that you were able to see as a result of this tower moment, which created a really experience that was necessary for you in order to be able to see things as they really are, dear Capricorn. Now, in the challenging position, we do have the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. These are really wonderful cards, and so it's not that great to see them in the challenging position, because the Knight of Cups, he's very he brings a message generally that is very positive, but when you have him in the challenging position, it could mean that the reward that you're expecting, especially in the emotional realm, is going to be somewhat disappointing. Generally, the Knight of Cups in the challenging position means that you may feel out of balance when it comes to your emotions. That may be some emotional obstacle that you may encounter throughout the month of October. So like I mentioned before, it's important to stay grounded, as well as take breaks throughout your day to reconnect with yourself, to make sure that your breathing is calming you down. So anytime you want to elevate your high vibration to high vibration, but you can't really get up and do it right there, because perhaps you are working, or perhaps you are taking care of different responsibilities, make sure to focus on your breathing, because that will help you even out your vibration, which will then help you accomplish your goals throughout the day. And of course, the Knight of Cups here is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is my favorite card. I love it because it brings a reward. But anytime you have Pentacles in the challenging position, definitely it may suggest that you will be experiencing decrease when it comes to your finances. So watch your money. Make sure that you are on a tight budget. Make sure that you are bringing in more money rather than spending, because it does look like the stability in the month of October is going to be somewhat shaky. It's not very reliable. The Ace of Pentacles can also be about not feeling stability on the inside as well, because that's where stability ultimately comes. What you feel on the inside manifests what you see on the outside. So definitely you want to make sure to meditate throughout the month of October. And in the present position, we do have the Five of Cups, which is a card of regrets and disappointments. It's a card of sometimes feeling like you're focusing on the negative, because we do see the Three Cups here are being spilled over, and this person is sort of looking at them and realizing what has been lost, but this person's not seeing two full cups behind him, and he's not seeing the bridge that leads to safety, because there's a home here in the distance. So it's important to remember, sometimes we focus on the negativity a little bit too much. If we step back and see the big picture, we just realize that it is a small bump in the road. It's important to maintain high vibration, dear Capricorn. And we do see that the Five of Cups here is clarified by the Four of Swords. Definitely it's a card of time out. It's a card of taking some time for yourself to rest, to maybe you need to step back from daily routine and just take a day off or take 2 days off to recalibrate your energy energy to get to know yourself. Sometimes we don't realize that things can change on a daily basis, but because we're so used to looking at ourselves, we don't see the change. So it's important to step back to kind of allow yourself to process everything that has been happening, especially in the last 12 to 24 months, dear Capricorn, because we do see that towards the end of October, of course, that's Halloween time, things are going to be picking up, because we do see the Eight of Wands, which is a card of fast movement. The events are going to start picking up. Things are going to be moving much faster than they are currently. And it does look like you're looking for some answers, because we do see the Hermit here in the clarifying position. Sometimes the Eight of Wands is a card of communication, and the card of the Hermit is the card of answers. It looks to me like you're going to be getting some messages. Also, remember that as we get closer to the Halloween time, the veil between our world and the divine world is going to become thinner. So there will be messages coming through from ancestors and spirit guides and angels. So make sure to keep up that high vibration, because it will allow you to receive as many messages as you need to know, because messages, of course, contain important information to help us, to guide us as we move through this, journey. And do remember that everything that we learn in this lifetime, we apply in the next lifetime. So it is important to learn and to pay attention and to make sure that, we really do our due diligence as we move towards our goals and our dreams. But let's see what we can clarify with the energy oracle card that I pulled. And we've got Goddess of the Moon. She's definitely all about intuition and focusing on how you feel on the inside. This card shows us an eternal spirit holding the bright reflecting moon and standing in front of the crystal clear waters of a sparkling waterfall. Her arms are stretched upward, receiving the light of the moon, the light of inspiration. This card is all about intuition, the ability to receive insights from your own soul. Receiving the card tells you that you have the power to get intuitive information on all types of issues, and now is the time to use your intuition. You're always blessed with this ability to connect with people that are on the other side of the veil. So this card is telling you that now is the perfect time, to receive those messages and receive the inspiration that is going to propel you forward. Definitely follow your intuition when in doubt. Intuition, she's very peaceful versus ego. It's very anxiety oriented. So when you kind of don't really, you're not really sure, is it your intuition that's telling you to do something or say something, or is it your ego is telling you to do something or say something? Intuition tends to be more peaceful, whereas ego tends to be more aggravated or anxious or stressed. So that kind of tells you how to differentiate those two. I hope you enjoyed this reading, dear Capricorn. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, more than you know. Again, thank you so much. Have a great day.